All right, here it is. The best day of the week, the best hour of the week, worldwide hour. So just he was eating a bag of potato chips before, and then we're going on air, so he got a banana. No, he
Got a
wasn't. Just
banana.
kidding. The great Rich Gabberty, how you doing there, brother?
I'm doing great, Tom. How are you?
Good. Okay, so let's get right at it here. I've got some
I'm ready.
bones
Go
in the
ahead.
book. Okay,
Go ahead.
so we play in the alumni game, Islanders versus the Rangers. So when you go to these alumni games, there's a mission there. It's to raise money. It's to the people that pay to play in the game. You want them to have an experience in the locker room, on the ice, and everything. It's not to win the Stanley Cup. The Islanders thought that they were playing Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals back in 1979 or something like that.
Oh my
They had guys that skated for months to get ready for the game.
Skated but you skate every day. But keep going.
So they were up 8-0 on us. Stefan Matteau and I were like, guys, what are you doing? This is an alumni game. So they eased up. Actually, we made a trade. Kasparaitis had played for both teams, so obviously then we traded. He was on the Islanders to start with, so we traded him. Got him, and he played the whole time. So
But wait, he's serious. Like he thinks
Yeah.
he could still play, and
Oh,
so
yeah,
he
totally.
started with the Islanders.
Yeah.
That speaks volumes, my friend.
So they went up 8-0 at the end of the first period. So then we. It was funny too. So they're really good. Like they have the kids come on the ice and play in between periods. Little kids, the small ones, like 6 and 7 years old. So we stay on the ice with them. Yeah. So Stefan Matteau played goal for one end, and I played goal at the other end. And his team got up 2-0 on my team. So you let the kids score a little bit. So what kid comes? So they're up, and there's like 30 seconds to go, and so the one kid takes a shot, and I make the save. I just turned my foot, and the crowd started booing me
Sure.
because it's a save.
Yeah. Plus, you're in Islander territory, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, definitely. How are you doing? How's everything down there? Things getting cleared up?
Yeah, I mean, little by little, but there's still devastation.
Right.
But I had some good times down here because I had a bunch of my friends, Anthony Rodeo, Goomba Johnny, John Saliano, his real name is.
Right.
Anyway, they came down. They had 7 shows at Off the Hook, and I got a T-shirt from it. Anyway,
Nice.
Off the Hook Comedy Club, and they sold out seven shows.
Nice.
Which was spectacular. The crowds, we had a blast, a lot of laughs. I mean, they're funny on and off. I was going to say on and off the ice, but obviously there was no ice down here. Anyway, had a great time with them, and then I went to in all of that confusion because it was they're time consuming. These guys, they're funny. I went to a Florida Everblades game at Hertz Arena.
Oh.
And I saw them, and they played very well. Like they smoked the team 8-3.
Right. Is my buddy still? Do you know the head coach there?
Yeah. Give me
Is it Matt or Tad O'Had?
No, Tad O'Had is not there any longer. I don't know if he's running the. He was an assistant coach there, and I knew him from from Clarkie and the Manhattanville people.
Right.
He was involved with Ryan Hughes with that the guy in Stanford that had his own private rink. Did you ever skate there?
Oh, that's right.
Indoors, that little 3/4 rink.
Yes, I did. I dropped him on his ass one time too. So the guy can't skate. He's a great guy.
The guy who owns it. You have a problem with guys who can't skate. That's like some kind of trauma.
You want to get, but everybody's getting out of their way and letting them skate up the ice. They don't want that. They want to be treated like everybody else. So I dropped him. He was loving it too. What's his name too? Great guy. Rick Orman. Yeah. Was it Orman? Yeah.
It might be. Yeah. I mean, but that was a legit ice rink. He had John Beliveau's front door was like the door from his rink to the house.
Right. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
well, the rink is it's like a 2/3 size, but the building itself, the Zamboni and the whole bit,
it's ridiculous, and it's on his property. It's gated. It's a gated thing, but what else did it have? It had a skybox. Remember, it had like a little skybox behind one of the nets. That was a legit
locker rooms. They had a pool there. They had the kitchen in there and the whole bit. Yeah, it was
right.
Good. Yeah, so I met Tad O'Had. Actually, he had the place called Blue Streak up in Stanford where they had the skating treadmill. Yeah, it was good.
And that was good. I mean, that place. I don't know what the deal is with all of that now, but you had a skating treadmill, and that was all the off ice work that they did there too.
Yeah, definitely, that was good. My oldest son actually, he'd been a goalie, was not a great skater. Went to Rye High School, and they already had 5 goalies, so he wanted to be a skater. So he went and did the skating treadmill all summer long. It really made a difference. They have for people that don't know, there's a harness. There's a big wide treadmill with that artificial ice. You have you hooked up to a harness, and it's great for your stride. Lengthen your stride. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And they analyze everything, and they make a lot of great great strides. Listen to me. They make a lot of great strides with kids as far as skill development goes.
Right. I should have gone on there to get ready for the alumni game last Sunday.
Well, it sounds like it. Now, but more important than that, did you wear the microphone and did you get any good stuff?
They didn't. They did not put the microphone on me. Now,
but here's the podcast. That's why we screwed up there.
That's true. That's right too. Here's the good one for you, and this is not confirmed yet, but a gentleman was there, asked me if I wanted to go to Latvia for a week, be an ambassador to the United States through hockey.
Latvia, the goalie from Carolina, Urbe.
Arturs Urbe, yeah,
right.
And he was
that was him, and
I think there's a big defense. There's a big defenseman too that I think
not over.
So I would
like that.
Yeah, that's right. I think he was Latvian. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So the idea is we'd go there, put on hockey clinics, and I would go over there and show the people of Latvia that the Americans aren't all big bad people; that they're very nice people. So I'd be the ambassador.
Well, that'd be pretty genius. That'd be good. So as long
as there's no video of me throwing the ladder down the hill.
No, there's none of that. No. But that'd be great if you did that. As long as we see the Cache Frio. As long as there's some because you're going to be gone for a while, right? 3 weeks.
No, it's just a week. Really? Just a week. Yeah,
that's great.
That'd be classic. I'd love to do that. They said they couldn't think, they didn't think anybody else would do it. That I was the only one crazy enough to go.
What's crazy about it is it one? It's not in a war or anything like that.
I don't think it's a safe place, but I don't think it's war. It's not the Ukraine or anything like what's going on there right now. But it's I think it's.
We'll have to look at that. We'll have to call up our people in the FBI and
that's right.
Find out.
That's right too. That's right. We got connections.
We have connections. But we'll have to check that out. But that's great.
That'd be a blast going to Ukraine. Yeah.
Why not? Well, no, Ukraine, no, maybe not.
I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah. Latvia.
No pun intended. That might be a blast in the Ukraine. But
yeah, that's right.
Well,
yes. Latvia. That'd be fun. So again, it's not guaranteed. It's just discussion.
That's awesome. Now, what else you did? You did clinics. And then you were at Rye Playland too.
Yes, we had a clinic. So what the Rangers are doing more now is they'll go into the one at Rye Playland. It was the New Rochelle hockey program. The New Rochelle
Lightning.
Yes, that's right.
Right. Yeah.
So they have the practice time there. So they combined so that I'm on the ice with their whole group. So it was good. Yeah, very good. There was the fun.
That's great.
Yeah, the coaches, the coaches run it. With the younger kids, I just go out there and have fun with the kids more, joke around because it's really hard. As you know, it's hard to teach them too much. But the older group, I get more involved in it. Although I did not bring my helmet. Rye Playland is one of the few places where they make you wear a helmet. You're supposed to wear a helmet all the time. All coaches are.
Well, you big shots can get away with it though. I mean, I'm sure you didn't put it on. I hear you.
I know.
It's all fun and games until you.
I know. I know. I should wear it, but I feel like, oh God, I actually brought the helmet. I had to take the liner out because my head's too big.
Yeah, no, I'm sure.
Oh God, there's just so much going on. There's so much going on in there,
right? But I'll tell you what, they're lucky. I mean, look, you are all over the place. I mean, God bless you because you're doing great things, and even if the kids kind of, the 5-year-olds don't know exactly who you are.
Yeah,
they have an idea that you're somebody, and and it's exciting. It really is. It's good stuff.
And I mean, you've done this too. You've coached for so long. I've learned to have an opportunity to get in front of those kids and more do a motivational speech. They introduce me and then I'll talk for about 5 minutes and then get going. So, we did one in New Jersey a while ago too, and the parents were like, "Little Johnny, you got to listen to this. You got to listen to this." So that was fun. I had 3 clinics during the week. Then we had the open practice at Madison Square Garden on Saturday, and then the alumni game on Sunday. We were busy, a lot of stuff.
So you did 5 events, 5 hockey events in this past week. So kudos to you, man. Because seriously, not that I'm, and it's nothing against anybody else, but not many people are doing that, and you love it, and so it's perfect.
Thank you very much. And it's really again, I've really used it as an opportunity more to get in front of the kids and really do the motivational stuff. I realize it's a great opportunity there. Usually that's not stuff that they usually hear, right? It's fighting through things, all the stuff that you talk about too.
Yeah. Well, no, but I mean, it's dealing with adversity. But the people don't. I don't know if people really realize that some of the stuff you're doing. You're living in Greenwich. All right, Rye is. You still got to. You still have to plan your day around going there. You know what I'm saying?
I went up to Monroe, New York. It was an hour and a half drive to Monroe. Yeah.
Is that an outdoor rink up there?
No, it's indoor. But they, I think you should say that. I think it was an outdoor rink and they've converted it indoor now. Yeah.
Oh, they have. Okay.
Yeah.
It's your sleep expert. Your sleep expert.
My personal sleep expert. What if the guy to the ladder was laughing? You know what? Good point. But I need to. If I'm going to be an ambassador, This now means I have to. I'm under control. I can't do that kind of stuff anymore.
Well, judging from some of the politicians we have going around now, that you can do whatever the hell you want. It seems, right?
Good point. Yeah, good. I'm gonna get some private documents or some secret documents and store them in my house someplace that I shouldn't have.
Brilliant. That would be brilliant. Yeah, come back with some secret Lafayette documents.
Right. I like how when politicians, like when Trump does something wrong, so then Biden wants to criticize him, said it's totally irresponsible, and then years later you find out he's doing the same thing, right?
Yeah, I think that everybody, nobody remembers that people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones because they all have broken windows. These people, both sides, every side. Whatever.
Do you pay attention to politics a lot? Do you watch it on TV?
You know what? I can't because it's just it would just annoy the hell out of me. Because quite frankly, yes, I can vote and I can, my vote counts and all of that. But I'm not getting tangled up in that because it's unhealthy for me. Right. And really, I'm an independent. If anybody's checking, but because I have freedom of the mind, so I'm going to maintain my freedom of the mind with politics, and I'm going to pick what's right and wrong for me in my mind and the people that are around me. And you know, so that's the story. When you hear politicians say that, you know, somebody has the right to choose, women have the right to choose, and then he is accused of being a rapist, and that's happened on both sides. Well, that kind of, you know, I mean, okay, thank you.
I prefer to say I'm a patriot, right? I love the country.
Yeah, love the country.
And that's the thing too. We hear all the negative stuff, right? So like the country itself is full of fantastic people like yourself, coaching all the time, people volunteering their time. There's many great police officers, firefighters, teachers, all different. The country itself is great. The Rocky Mountains, Great Lakes. We just hear about all the bad stuff. Like the vast majority of the people are fantastic people. Yeah.
And I was lucky enough when I worked and toured.
Where'd you tour?
Oh, I hung out with a bunch of long-haired guys, and I took them to concerts and then rehabs and things like that. Generally, it was concert tour, rehab, come out, regroup, do an album, and then a tour. And it was just this vicious cycle, and it continues to this day. And they're in their 70s now. God bless them. But they're all alive, which is amazing. That's
amazing. Yeah,
it actually is. So keep going, boys. Anyway. But when I did do that, and I went to Portland, Maine, let's say, like those places, or North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, I grew up in the Bronx, Nebraska, and there are people there, and like I would like to go. I would walk down the main street of some of these small towns and like just go in and talk. And I don't know how, Tom, they are very perceptive, but they realized that I wasn't from there.
How did they know that?
I know.
You talking about athletes?
Yeah, athletes. Yeah. I was like, hey, hi, how you doing? You got some coffee? I'd like some coffee. You got some
bagels,
coffee? Yeah, you got any bagels? I like a little lox and cream cheese smear, just a smear. I want. Imagine. I'll never forget Dayton, Ohio, like the Great Italian Spaghetti Factory or something like that. And they said, would you like our specialty is garlic bread? Would you like some garlic bread? I said, sure.
I know.
And it came out. It was toasted Wonder Bread, and they like put garlic powder on it, and that was it. And it was wrapped in aluminum foil. It was a spectacular display. But, there's stuff like that. Yeah,
I know. Yeah, there's a lot of health food stores there. Yeah. Do you watch? I haven't watched this show yet. I'd love to do that. Yeah, or like Special Forces World Star. So I think they get a bunch of celebrities too. Like I think one of the old Mets catchers doing it, and they put it through all these things that are like the testing there. They dunk them under water in a car, see how long they last. Yeah, I guess there's no danger. It's just like scary stuff. So that'd be interesting.
There's no danger until one of the first guys passes away, right? But who Piazza? Piazza's doing it?
Yes. I'm pretty sure he's on that show. Yeah.
He's a good guy. Yeah.
He's a bit of a pretty boy, isn't he?
He's a good-looking guy. What are you going to do? I can't help you there. Yes.
I guess anybody that's got hair, I call a pretty boy. Like you're not a pretty boy.
No, I'm not. No, I mean, look, I got my nose is bent, and I got all the problems.
Right.
Anyway, but do
you get a lot of nose hair now? Like, do you get different nose hair?
Yeah, what is all that's so? I mean, I have to trim it. It's ridiculous. God. Why is it as we go bald? All of a sudden our ears sprout hair. The nose sprouts hair. Like it comes out all the wrong places.
I know. It's not even hair. It's more like barbed wire. Like you got to get the weed whacker.
It's barbed wire. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. It's not the regular hairs. So if you get like a long one in your nose and it goes to the other side, it's driving you nuts all day long. Do you get the tweezers? Do you get the tweezers going, or do you cut it like a
no?
No,
I'm not going to tweeze anything. I'm cutting it. I use my razor. I'm shaving my ears. I don't care.
I know. Yeah, the top of your ears get like 3 or 4, man.
Oh my God, it's annoying.
Isn't it like sometimes you forget about it too, and then you're out someplace and you look in the mirror, you go to the bathroom, and you say, "God, it's like an inch long hair at the top of your head." Down.
You know the funny thing about it, like we're the age of old people.
Oh no.
But if you understand what I'm saying, that is we are the same age as old people. Well, we're not old. I'm just saying.
I know.
It's amazing.
Good point. I know. Oh God.
Jesus, you got to be kidding me. I was, where was I? I was at the gym, and there was a guy there, and he was like kind of, hunched over, whatever it was. And he says, "Oh man," he says, "wait till you get my age." He tells me that.
Yeah,
said, Why? How old are you? He goes, "Oh, I'm 58 years old." I said, "Wow, really?" I said, "You look great." And I didn't say anything.
Oh, come on.
No, I know I should have, right? But I didn't. Yeah, no, imagine though. Oh, I didn't. I felt bad.
You love it when somebody asks you how old you are, and you tell them 64, and then they go, "You're not 64."
Yeah.
I don't act like it.
We just keep going. That's all. Keep going. Yeah. This is it.
Why is that? What about the reason? There's got to be a physical reason why that happens with your hair. Like it falls out of the top of your head, and then it grows out of different places, right?
Yeah, I don't know. And now that I'm doing the cryo every day, it's supposed to. It has made my hair thicker, believe it or not. But whatever. Yeah, I don't know.
Our boy Ira was at the game on Sunday. Ira.
Oh my God.
So he brought me a nice bottle of Belvedere vodka. Very nice of him.
Oh,
very nice. And he had to throw in I had to throw in a box of M&Ms too. The smart ass.
Look at this. My blood type is Ragu. Did you see? That's very good, Ira.
Ira is pretty funny, man.
Oh my God. How many women did he take with him?
He didn't have any women. Showed me a picture of his girlfriend. Very lovely lady.
Yes. Then he was on the hunt. He was on the hunt there then.
Yeah, he's must have something going on. Maybe I don't know. Maybe because it's not his personality. He's not a nice person, right?
No, but he's funny though. Women,
that's true too.
Women like funny. Yeah. They like funny.
He carries himself a certain way. He's got that kind of confident air to him, right?
Yeah. I don't blame him. Sure,
definitely. I had a Dr. Bloom on yesterday. He's a healthy doctor, like about
nice.
Treating your like getting healthy before problems happen, right? So don't treat the problem. Keep yourself healthy. Yeah, very interesting guy. Yeah. We were talking about he doesn't. So I was believing, and he doesn't agree with this, that when you're doing fasting, he's just a doctor. When you're doing fasting, you go in that state of autophagy, and I thought it regenerated the cells in the brain. He tells me that this does not happen. The brain cells cannot regenerate.
Well, so Joe Dispenza, right? I don't know if he regenerated his brain cells, but I think we had to do something with the wiring of them or something. Joe Dispenza is the guy who got hit by the truck.
Yep.
Paralyzed.
I used to talk about him all the time. I forget his name most of the time, but
that's all right. Just remember Joe Dispenza, the guy who spends money, right? Joe Dispenza.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I don't know. When it comes to that, I defer to Dispenza and Dr. Hooverman and all of those guys. And I don't know Dr. Bloom. Where'd you meet him?
Actually, a friend of mine works in his office. He's in White Plains. Yeah. So they contacted me. I was going to ask you what was going. Here's another question for you. I have more of a social question. Let's say you're dating, and really like her, and a lot of great things about her, but she drops every once in a while how important it is that she gets gifts or you buy her things. Like not in an overly it's not like she wants you to buy a car or something like that.
Yeah.
But this was a discussion we had. Where would you sit with that? But you like her, everything about it, and she's not overly saying, "Okay, I want you to. For me to love you, I need you to buy me a car every week." She's not like going crazy with it, but
the simple thing is this: adoreme.com.
Adore me.
Ask her for sizes. What size, small, medium, large, whatever it might be, and then go to adoreme.com, and for $29 a month, you will have delivered to her at your place, so you make sure she comes over, a present for her automatically.
Huh. And do you think that should be a requirement of a relationship?
Well, $29 a month is nothing.
So no, just the concept about gifts. You think it's just a nice thing to do?
It's a nice thing to do.
Okay. Interesting.
But listen, if somebody constantly was saying, "Oh, did you get me flowers? Did you get me this? Did you get me that?" Well, it's if they ask for it, that's kind of a bit of a turnoff.
Right.
If you just do it, then it's
totally.
I always enjoy getting, you just buy flowers for no reason. And then you forget on Valentine's Day, let's say, but you buy them year round.
Yeah, because you don't want to be buying flowers like when you've done something wrong, right? Or
oh no, never. Right. That's so funny you bring that up. Years and years and years and years ago, and when I say 20, it was probably 30. But I bought my wife at the time a dozen roses. The reason? No reason. I just wanted to. I was wherever I was, and they had roses. I said, "Let me have a dozen roses."
Just some random time. It wasn't like
random time, like a Tuesday at 4:30 in the afternoon.
Right.
And so I went home. I rang the doorbell. I didn't have the keys. I never had the keys. Anyway, I rang the doorbell. I come in. I come into the house, and she had a couple of girlfriends there.
Right.
And I said, "Here, I bought you some roses." And two of her girlfriends, right, said, "What'd you do wrong?" I said, I said, "Obviously, I came home early. That's what I did wrong." I turned around and left. I was so pissed off. Gave the roses and I left. Yeah.
See that? Yeah, that's a problem. When that's what they go to. That's what they. Yeah. Why can't they just say, "Wow, that is so wonderful that you did that"? Right.
But that's that negative mindset.
Right. But what'd your wife say?
She was probably, I don't remember because it was so annoying what the other one said that I just turned around and left. Right. You know what I mean? I gave her the flowers. I said, "See you later." I got in my car and I went down to the local restaurant that had a cup. It was happy hour back then. And I ate, had a nice cheeseburger and a beer.
It's nice if you get a gift. Right.
Yep,
so again, it shouldn't be a requirement. It should be something that you just want to do nice, like you did with the flowers.
Yep. Right. Lorraine, Tom and I are very sorry about your dad. Her dad,
that's right.
Talked about it, passed away. And thank you for coming here, and we hope you're all right.
Definitely. Anyway. And Lorraine was taking care of her father there too, so she's a very, very wonderful person. So,
and that's the kind of stuff people go through that you don't know. You pass people on the street, and you say, "Why are they doing this or that?" And meanwhile, things like that. Their father might have passed, or mom, or they might be going through an illness, or their kids is sick, whatever. Right. Anyway. Sorry about that, Tom. What else are we talking about? I saw that.
I know. Yeah, definitely. So the gift thing we were on.
So we're on the gift. Somebody's asking you for a gift, and so you're giving her the gift of conversation. You are giving her the gift of positivity. You could make it funny.
It came up like what is people have a love language? I really don't know if I really analyze it.
We could talk about this off the air because I think this is a PG show. Yes, there's a love language.
Okay, why would we? I have no concept of the love language thing. So what?
I'm goofing with you because we're two knuckleheads. That's why. Yeah. And so when somebody asks what's your love language, I don't know. That's a tough.
I heard that phrase before, like a love language. So, I'd like to know what your love language is. I don't know if it's
that's it. Bill contradicted. Let's get. I don't know where Billy Kay is, but
I know
he just Billy contradiction.
Well, he just shows up whenever he wants now.
I think Wednesday usually is the day they wash the windows at his place.
Is that what it is? Okay.
He and his wife, they wash the windows with the Windex.
So what's a love language like? What's the choices for love? Is it like physical touch or?
It's communication and there is a love language. Yes, this is a new thing.
What is the meaning of that though? So is that like how do you show love or how you want to?
How you show affection. It's a whole thing. There are books written about this. They are becoming more and more popular nowadays. So yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I should have a love language. I should know what my love language is. Like how do I show love?
Yes. Yeah. There are tests you can take. It's like the signature strength test that you don't want to take. So this is like another thing you're not going to do.
No. Here I am on air talking about this love.
Okay, I want to know about this.
Yeah, I want to know. Like, okay, so love language. What is the definition though? Like, not examples of it. So it's the way you show love, or the way you want to be receiving love, or is it both?
All right, let me help you out here. Okay, I mean,
I do. I clearly need help.
Okay, Tom, here we go. It's the 5 love languages. How to express? How do you express, Thomas? Okay. Oh my God, there's a book about it we could get. The 5 love languages, The Secret to Love That Lasts. Okay? And there's a book, and I will send that to you. Okay.
Okay.
So it's supposed to. It's a language that will last more than 15 minutes, And
are you actually reading this? Are you actually reading this? Or you got this on the computer or something?
Tom, I'm a wealth of knowledge, buddy.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. I was just clarifying. I didn't know if you'd done research.
I didn't know if you really wanted to dig. I don't know if you wanted to dig this deep into this.
Oh, yeah,
stuff.
we're going
yes,
to
I will send you.
We're taking a deep dive into love language.
I'm going to send you a couple of paragraphs on it. Okay. And then you could use it. I mean, if you really want to give it your love language, we'll put it together.
Okay. But what's the general concept of what love language is? Is it receiving or giving or both? It's, I guess, a language is going both ways.
All right, here we go now. Yeah. In a relationship, now this is two divorced guys talking about this.
Yeah, sure.
This is must see podcasting.
Right.
All right. Yeah. So it's a give and take, right? In a relationship, it's a give and take.
So it's a language, right? So in language is both ways. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So you're listening, and then you're talking and receiving and giving, and it's about communication. Okay. And then that can lead into intimacy. And it's about doing things without being asked that show that you are kind and considerate and things like that. And,
but it's also what you want in a love too. Like is also, it goes both ways, right? So
right away you're jumping into what you want. Okay, right away you're looking for what you want.
I need to know what the other person is thinking. Like, okay, I need to figure out what my love language is and what their love language is.
Right. So then you ask them. You ask them certain things. There are questions. So I'll give you a list of questions, and you go.
So you actually ask them, right? Like, do you actually come in and say, "Listen, what is your love language?"
Well, obviously, someone has come to you and said this.
In a conversation was brought up to me this morning.
Yes.
But everybody has their own love language, and then I was told what their love language was.
Okay, so now you have to figure out what yours is, which that's why I'm a coach, and we will chat. I'm not going to tell you what to do. We will ask some questions, and we will bring it out of you.
So I have
because
to figure out.
Well, when you're in a relationship, how do you act? How do you show affection? How do you show displeasure? How do you let the other person know what you like in a relationship, and what you're willing to do in a relationship?
I should know these things. So I should know these things.
Well, you should know them about yourself.
Right. That's what I mean. I should be more in touch with my feelings here in that regard, right?
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if you listen. You're pretty in touch with yourself, okay? And your feelings. Right. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to get better at it too, right?
And we will. If this is important to you, then we'll make it important, and I'll send you a bunch of stuff, and then you'll develop your own love language.
Oh, so I'm going to develop that. It isn't just there.
Well, you're going to you're going to you're going to be able to express it. How's that?
Okay. So Tracy Marie says there's many different methods of expressing love. Okay. So it's how I show my love, but it's also how I want to be loved. Right? Is that?
Yeah, it is.
This is scary stuff. So, I've been working on
Tracy. Listen, Tracy's she's right on. There are many ways on how you do it. I mean, do you open the door for somebody? Do you open the door?
So that's my kind of stuff. Like respect is a big word to me. So showing respect and giving respect.
So there you go.
Right. Acts of service, quality time, words of affirmation, not my time and my agenda only. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm sure once you get going, have no problem with words of affirmation because you're a positive guy, right? Yeah, so there's all of that. Quality time. In other words, if you're spending time together and then you get up and you're like watching TV or you answer, how about this? The two of you together, okay?
Right. Yeah.
And you answer the phone, and instead of saying I'm a little busy right now, you proceed to go on a 45-minute conversation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Right. So it's not like that for me is that respecting. So if I'm with you, you've taken time to be with me, so I should show respect for the effort that you made to be there. Okay.
Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah. So or if somebody's coming over, and let's say somebody is coming over, and we're doing a podcast at 10, you might tell them, listen, I'm going to be on a podcast from 10 to 11.
Sure.
So you're welcome to come over and you do whatever. Right. And then I'll be done by 11:15.
Sure. So I think cooking is one of my love languages too. Like I like to cook for people. They come over. Instead of going to a restaurant, I'm going to cook for you.
Yeah, because obviously you cook better than if we went to a restaurant. You know what I'm saying? In other words, you enjoy it too. It's healthy. Okay. So
Tracy's getting into this pretty good here.
She knows this stuff.
Example: I can see you, but I have to be home to watch the football game. It's all on your agenda. Okay, I got you. So it's Okay, I'm nothing. I'm seeing you, and that's the important thing, right? To show them that they are important. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So
you want to
okay,
come over?
so
I'm watching the hockey game. You want to come over? I'm
that's right.
watching the football game. You want to come over? I'm cooking. I hope you like fish. Whatever.
Okay. So now a little update on my abandonment issues.
So the love language part. We're putting the love language to the side.
No, yeah. I just want we're gonna like it kind of all tied together. So we're at the game on Sunday. The little kids go out on the ice. We stay out on the ice with them. They leave the ice. We leave the ice. I go in the locker room and I come back out, and this little girl, about 6 years old, is standing there all by herself, and she can't. And I said to her, you could tell she was kind of scared, standing in the corner. She's all by herself. I said, "Are you okay?" And she said, "I can't find my dad." So it was like around the same age as when I went through my incident there with my parents leaving me at the lacrosse game. So I started getting a little teary-eyed because I just like now I'm more aware of how I'm feeling. So I'm picturing myself in her shoes and how scared I was. So I take her over to the stands and I lift her up, thinking I'm trying to yell to everybody, does anybody know who this girl's father is? Well, the fans were being very nice, but they thought I was like showing off this little girl or something. Like I had her up in the air. So they start cheering. They start cheering and everything. I'm going, no, I'm trying to find her father. Now I'm getting mad because I'm scared. I'm scared for the little girl because like she's obviously, she doesn't really know me. I'm helping her, making sure I'm there.
Right.
So we can't find her father, and it was about 5. Yeah. So I've got to go back on the ice. The game's getting started. So one of the guys working there, really, really nice guy. I can't remember his name. I was now getting frustrated, and I was really adamant with him. I said, I have to go on the ice. You stay here and don't leave this girl. Like I'm yelling at him. He didn't know what was going on. I said, we're looking for her father. So I'm staring him in the eye and I'm going, don't leave her. He goes, Tom, I've got her. It's okay. It's fine.
Yeah, it's okay, Tom.
And then I went by during the game. The father finally showed up, and I went by during the game, and the guy says, "The guy knew that I was looking for the girl."
Yeah,
and he goes, "It's okay, Tom." I was kidding.
But where was the father? What was
I
he doing?
Don't know. See, I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know where he'd gone. So the poor girl, I felt terrible for her.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's funny. You know what? That reminds me real quick of a story. So, like you with the trauma, that little incident triggered a memory of your trauma as a kid, right?
Yeah, totally.
So my dad, I grew up. And it's funny how nobody talked back when we were growing up, right? So I grew up. My father used to say when me, my brother, my sister, and myself were like wrestling or screwing around, he would say, "No horseplay," and get really out of his mind. I mean, out of his mind though, like he almost lost it on us, and he never hit us. Anyway, no horseplay. I told you no horseplay. And I was like, wow, what the hell? Years later, and it was never really talked too much about. Years later, though, the bottom line is when my father had 2 sisters growing up, okay, and he was the youngest. Well, they were playing in the kitchen. This is no baloney. They were playing in the kitchen. A pot of boiling water fell on one of his sisters, and she died.
Oh, wow.
All right. So they were horse playing, knocked this pot of boiling water off, and this thing happened. That like nobody talked about it in my family. Nobody ever said anything, but my father had that flashback that you had every time that we used to like scritch each other.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Is that crazy? Yeah. And I mean, my parents, just like yours, your uncle passes away, dies in a motorcycle accident, and there wasn't really much discussion about stuff like that. My father had his sister, get scalded with hot boiling water. Wow. And that's why he went completely out of his mind when it came to horseplay.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway,
it's I guess for you it would have been better if he was able to discuss with you why like that, right? So he knew what was going on. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. But they didn't do that. Our parents didn't do that kind of stuff back then. Yours, mine, the whole society. Society was not in touch with that for whatever reason. No blaming, nothing, but forget it.
Okay. Love language. Let's bounce back. Okay. So there's unfinished business here. Unfinished business.
I'm getting my money's worth there. Go ahead.
Okay. So are you required to have is it just a natural thing that you have a love language? Do you have to work like you go to the gym, to work on your muscles? Do you have to work on your love language?
Yes. Yeah. I'll give you all kinds of stuff I will send you. And
but I don't read that. I don't read that stuff.
Well, then that would be your loss. This might be something that you actually like pay attention to. Who knows?
Well, but I'm paying attention to you right now. I'm paying attention to you right now. I need to know. I need to know. I need to know. Okay.
Okay. You like to be. You expect to be respected.
That seems to be a big thing for me.
There's nothing wrong with that, right?
No,
so you want respect. So in other words, if you go out with another couple, you're with somebody dating, whatever. At our age, I don't know what you even call this kind of stuff anymore. Yeah. So totally. You are out with someone else, and you're out there, and you meet another couple, that are your friends. Let's say you go out with a guy and a girl, they're whatever, a couple that mm-hmm. and you're telling a story, and the person you're with contradicts you, or says, "Oh, that can't. Right. That's not true."
I got you.
Would that annoy you? That would annoy you, right?
Yeah, it would annoy me. Yes.
Okay, because even if she was correct, okay, right. And I'm assuming that it's a she. How do you like? Right. I'm trying to be really appropriate here. Anyway, but even if she is correct, you're probably the type that doesn't want to be corrected in public. Yeah. With another couple at the table. Okay. Yeah. So I agree. So that's something maybe you want to you want to lay that out there, because some guys, they don't have the kind of whatever, personality.
That's very interesting, because I view it that if you're really close with somebody, you have a different relationship privately, maybe more affectionate and everything like that. Then when you're in public, it's more of a,
That's a good point. See, that's another good point. Let's say you take somebody. How about this? Let's say you're doing a function where you're Tom Laidlaw, the New York Ranger hockey player.
Yep.
Different person. Now I know all of this from dealing with entertainers and whatnot. Anyway, so you're Tom Laidlaw. It's a public appearance. It's whatever it is. You go into a game at the Garden, so you don't need somebody grabbing you or trying to kiss you or whatever the hell it might be.
They're saying inappropriate things.
Well, 100%. Oh yeah. Cool. Oh, you got to see him when he takes his shirt off. Whatever. You know what I mean? So those are the kind of things that they're nowadays. People you have to in a nice way let them know, some of those boundaries, for lack of a better word, and then also then you should also know how you display to your partner, public, how you display the fact that you guys are romantically involved in private, whatever.
Like little things are important to me, like walking beside your girl, not walking in front of her, holding the door for her, putting your coat on, that like gentleman stuff, right?
Yeah. If you get a chance to do all of that, you know what I'm saying? As opposed to walking to the door, racing them to the door, and they open the door and they go first, because then that makes you look like a schmo. You know what I mean?
Totally. So
you want to be a gentleman.
Right. Yeah, I care about how she appears. I treat her the right way. Okay. If you go to a party and you hang out with other people when you date, that's correct. I agree with that totally. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Especially if it's especially if it's a place where she doesn't know people at the event, right?
Right. Yeah. Right. Well, then you got to stay close to her, because otherwise that's she's then you have to realize that she's going to be uncomfortable. Right. I mean, somebody if we went someplace, and somebody left us, to go talk to their friends, we'd have a ball. We'd start,
because we have big mouths. Yeah, we talk a lot.
Yeah, exactly. How's it going? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely. Bring a whistle to the date and call her.
Call on misconduct.
Why would you go there? Tracy, no, we are not dating each other. So you're both dating? No, we're not dating each other.
No.
Tracy's starting trouble. I know you didn't mean that, Tracy.
Yeah.
We don't get into personal stuff on the show, Tracy. Come on. Tracy, are you dating somebody right now? Yeah, we'll see that. We'll see what she says.
Tracy's great. She's a good actor.
So Danny says, I forgot up here too. I'm cooking dinner for Danny's wife, by the way, too, because she doesn't like. Well, she thinks I'm very arrogant. At least she did. She used to think it. Yeah. Right.
What are you gonna make? What are you making?
I don't know. I don't know what she likes or doesn't like. I'm big on my fish. Oh, love making my salmon. Get the frozen salmon from Costco. Yeah. Heat up the oven. Preheat the oven. Put the frozen salmon right on my cast iron skillet. Oh, season it up the way it's just like butter. You can't overcook it though. Get it to 130 and get it out of there.
You cannot overcook fish. So salmon, you do tuna at all?
Tuna, yes. Oh, seared tuna. Oh, seared tuna is unbelievable. Oh, season it with some avocado oil, balsamic vinegar. Oh, nice. Salt and pepper in it. Just sear it up. So you got to get it out of the fridge so it's warm. All right, because you're cooking it. It's going to stay raw. Like you just get like the top quarter or half inch seared. Oh, high heat. Oh my goodness. Oh, how I had not done well making pork tenderloin, and I
really
a little bit more. Yeah, I'd always dried it out too much, so I realized you sear that up good first on both sides. The whole juices is, and then throw it in the oven there. And again, the key is get it out of there. 160, 145 or something like that.
Yeah,
it was 145. Yeah,
145. Yeah. But you have one of those thermometers?
Yes, I have a meat thermometer. Actually, my son Shane bought me one. I was always getting late. I was doing it my old-fashioned way. I'd cut the meat open, which was unprofessional. Yeah.
The kids like it to sear in its own juices. Some
I know. Yeah.
Nick, my youngest son is a really good cook.
Tracy is not dating anybody. She's single.
There we go. All right, Tracy.
So we got like a little bit of dating show, like dating advice, like the love language stuff and everything like that. Dealing with your phobias. Man, this is a deep show.
Make the most of every day, Tom. That's the deal there. Make the most of every day.
Yeah. So Danny's wife, she is Portuguese, so she likes a lot of fish.
Paella.
Yeah. What's paella? I've never had paella. What is that?
Yes, you have paella. Sure.
What is that? No,
that's the seafood. You throw the seafood in the rice, and it's absolutely delicious.
Oh, okay. I'd like that.
Nice. You've had that. That's fantastic. There used to be a good Star to Sea in Portchester, near where you live now. It was a Portuguese seafood restaurant. Delicious, fantastic.
Star of the Sea.
It was called Star to Sea. I don't think it's open anymore. It was like it was a restaurant and a boatyard. It was very good.
What would be your favorite fish?
I like salmon and I like tuna.
Okay.
So salmon and tuna is not.
Cod's good too. I like cod.
Cod, I was just going to say, and cod. Cod is also very good.
Yeah.
But I mean, and it's so good to have fish. I try to have fish twice a week.
Yeah.
So twice a week fish. I have pork chops is the third thing, but nothing crazy.
How about chicken?
Absolutely chicken.
Chicken,
yes.
Turkey, yes.
Yeah. Chicken is good. And I try to mix it up with the chicken. I even make curry chicken. So
here's Tracy's boyfriend, halibut. I thought you weren't dating anybody.
No, halibut. Oh my God, she goes with him for the halibut.
Just for the halibut. That's
halibut. The halibut. Oh my God.
Oh, Danny's wife likes swordfish is another good one too. You can't overcook that either. Oh,
no,
you gotta be careful.
You really just can't overcook fish.
Yes, I know. Yeah,
swordfish is good, and I like sushi too. I mean, I down here I'm lucky. This guy named Kobe.
Brian?
Kobe. No, Kobe with a K. Anyway, he's a sushi chef, and I go there. I sit in front of him, and he says, "What do you feel like having today?" I said, "Just put something together," and he just makes some incredible stuff. If you go to a sushi place and you go more than once or twice and sit where the chef is and ask him, "I want something that's not on the menu."
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, Tom, what a goof that is! And he'll, if he's really good, he'll do it, number one. And number two, he'll ask you, what kind of fish do you like? And what kind of spices? You want it spicy? You don't want it spicy? And they put together something fantastic.
Right. How about the Japanese hibachi ones? Japanese
hibachi place, I mean, I like that where they put the shell on and they throw the egg up and they catch it with their head.
My kids used to always want to go there for birthdays, right? That was a birthday place.
Because it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
So I'll tell you what, though, you got to get home. You got to get home quick though, because that goes right through you.
Yeah. The thing with that is you got to tell them look, you take it easy on the salt.
I know. Yeah, the soy sauce. Yeah.
Salt
much more aware of that now.
Yeah, salt. The salt is that's no good, and I think it's a catch-22 because number one, it masks any imperfections, but the other thing is it makes you very thirsty. So when you're thirsty, then if you're drinking, you start to order more booze, more wine, whatever it might be.
Well, why does it go right through me? Seriously, when I go eat that stuff, man, I got to get home soon because it's right to the toilet.
It's the monosodium glutamate.
Oh, or whatever, is that what it does? Okay. I'm like that when I have my smoothie. I have the
amino acid,
I have sea moss. I have sea moss, avocado, banana with the skin on, and I use, instead of the almond milk, now I'm using the chicken broth the protein, high. Oh, that's good. Yeah, put that in there, and then some collagen peptides and some regular. Oh man, I have that about half. I can't get away from the house after having that because there's a lot of fiber in that sucker. Yeah.
There you go. I take a probiotic. I take probiotics, and I'm fine. I'm lucky.
Hold on here, breakthrough. My wife has warmed up to you. That's good. All right, she likes me now. I've proven to her that you're a great human being, and she believes it. Good job, Danny.
That's awesome, Danny. Way to go, Dan.
Yeah. But we still have to have that meeting, though. I still like to meet her, so she knows for sure that I'm this fantastic human being. Humble.
Listen, all they. Oh, okay. Let's take it easy. Don't you love when people say, "Oh yeah, I'm practicing humility."
Yeah, exactly.
We're practicing humility.
Hold on. If your special someone doesn't eat what you do, is that a deal breaker? No, not at all. That's the thing. See, I don't expect my life's pretty, but yours is too. My life's pretty extreme, so I don't expect anybody to do what I'd like. Get up at 3:30 and all that.
No, yeah, no. Totally. But I think that I feel whatever. You'd want somebody that takes care of themselves.
Yes, totally, absolutely.
Right. You want somebody who's health conscious. Yes. And I don't see you
mentally and physically.
Right. I mean, I don't see you going out with a heavy smoker, heavy drinker, somebody who's all down drunk. I don't see you going out with somebody who doesn't care that they're in shape or not in shape. Or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and they get a healthy look on life, right? They're not negative people.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, and the thing about it is, right, just if you could try to be positive about stuff, you don't have to be positive. You know, look, stuff is going to happen, but if you have a positive outlook, I have a tough time being around guys, girls, whoever, that constantly are pointing out to me what's negative about the situation.
Oh, God.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Like that is just, I don't like that whatsoever, you know? So it's not about positivity. It's not about pretending that everything is perfect or ignoring the negative stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I tell you, we were bad as hockey players. I don't know how other athletes are. We would all get together and complain about everything. We'd go to the bar, have a few drinks. Oh, the coach is doing this. The coach.
But that comes around. That comes around with alcohol. That's that whole mindset. You're drinking. You know, you're drinking. You're with the guys. What do you do? Does it's almost unpopular to be positive in that situation.
Totally. Yeah, it's very, very true. Yeah.
Right?
Hold on. My son on the other hand can't watch 30 seconds of Tom. He sees me. You and Rich is a bunch of, okay, it's the old guy.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, we are. We're old guys.
Yeah, that's true. I know. Isn't it the negativity? Like, oh, God. There's somebody like, yeah, you're right. People can look at the same thing and, pick the negative out of it instead of picking the positive out of it. Yeah.
What I like is when I'm with a bunch of people, and I'm telling you, the people that I hang with are just a bunch of positive SOBs, right? Yeah. And I'm with a bunch of people, and I actually, in my mind, I have when they bring up something, I have a little negative thought there, and somebody else, before I even can think about the negative, turns it into a positive.
Sure.
It's
totally.
Very cool.
Yeah. It's and that's the thing, right? You can always, pretty much not always, but pretty much always find the positive instead of find the negative things. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, as long as you wake up, look. Okay, so we have basically the same belief, right? When we wake up, it's a good day.
Oh, totally.
We're grateful to wake up. All right, there are guys younger than us that have passed away in their sleep, right? Recently in the last 90 days. So I'm grateful that I woke up, and then we see what happens.
Yeah, totally. This isn't very nice here. I'm just kidding, Danny. My son occasionally addresses me as old shit.
Well, no, that.
Do you like that when a woman calls her husband, or like some people call their father, "Hey, this is the old man. This is my old man."
Yeah, no, that doesn't go too well. I don't like when men or women put down whoever they're with, married to this, that in front of me. I don't want, you know what I'm saying? Because because I'll just say, like, hey, why don't we talk about this? And do you need some help?
You know what? We were at an outing. This is years ago, probably like 10, 15 years ago. We were at a barbecue.
Yeah.
And this one couple it really wasn't even a fight. And they were, they're married, obviously. Yeah. And she made call him like tiny penis or something like that, and then he called her tiny boobs. They good fun everybody. It's like, oh God.
Oh yeah, that's no good. Yeah. A little. Yeah, I've been around people like that. Some woman called her husband, he's the little dinky. I was like, little dinky. What is that? What does that mean? And then somebody told me, I was like, wow, okay.
Let me see here. Brendan's got a question for us. Brendan Duffy, my personal sleep expert. Tom, you on the range? No, we didn't fly. No, we never flew charters. I don't think we ever flew charters with the Rangers. It was always commercial.
Really?
Flights. Yeah, we had a blast though. They'd sit us all in the section. Right. But it was funny because we're all, we're getting on the plane and people didn't know who we were. We all get these guys in their 20s with suits on the whole bit.
Yeah.
And we would do stupid things like, the flight attendant would go through the whole seatbelt thing and everything. So we'd all stand up and start doing the seatbelt thing together. We just flew so much. And then people would start to realize who we were. It was kind of,
that's funny.
But we would do stuff like if a guy fell asleep, we put shaving cream on the top of his head, cut his tie, steal his shoes. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the thing, how you really couldn't fly. You couldn't fall asleep on a plane.
No, I can't. I still can't fall asleep now because I think somebody's gonna get me back. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you a real quick one. So we had to fly commercial, like with the band. Can you imagine like flying with the bands, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So we had to fly commercial because the plane had some service issue. So we get on a commercial plane. We had first class seats, of course, because that's how they rolled. Right. Anyway, and so I fell asleep on a commercial plane in first class.
Oh.
And I was sound asleep because they had kept me up the night before, these knuckleheads. I wake up and I hear people giggling and laughing as they're walking past me. Right. And I looked down. They had taken the tray table, put it down when the flight landed. They took a Playboy magazine, opened it to the centerfold. Okay. And they somehow took my hand and put it in my pants. Okay. And so now I hear people laughing. I look up, I see the magazine, and I go to close it, and my hand is in my pants, and I had to pull my hand out and close the magazine. It was they got me good.
That's funny.
Yeah,
we would do things like the carousel where the bags come out and everything. This is before 9/11, obviously.
Right.
So we would get on one end where it's just going back into the building and then ride around on the carousel. So now he comes out and the people are waiting for the bags and the guy be standing there.
Out.
Right.
That's awesome.
And you stand like this, stupid stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or like I said, we'd steal a guy's shoes. He'd have to walk through the airport with no shoes on, and then we'd put him on the conveyor belt. So that nobody.
But I mean, that's the kind of stuff you have to do when you're traveling like that with a bunch of people. Totally. Yeah. There's no way you can't not do that, for Christ's sake.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Yeah. You imagine going on a long road trip. Oh, God, yeah. Well, you did. That's right.
Like 9 months. I mean, we would go away for 9 months. I mean, that was, 9-10 months.
That's funny.
That gets.
Rich should have babysat for Keith Moon instead of working for Aerosmith. Who's Keith Moon?
Keith Moon was he would still be alive if I did. Keith Moon was the drummer for the Who.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was a wild man. He was a wild man. He unfortunately passed away in his own vomit. Yeah, because that's how he rolled. He was just a complete wild man.
Wow.
And a lot of those guys they just partied to excess. I mean, look at Jim Morrison. Jim Morrison was another one. Janis Joplin. Yeah. Jimi Hendrix.
Do you think we covered everything on the love language thing, or do we still have more to?
I am going to help you off the air, Tom, for 15 minutes. I will just give you a questionnaire. You could look at it your own leisure. Well, you need to develop your love language. That's all. I mean,
I know.
That's
here's where it's at.
I feel positive about it, Tom.
Yeah. So I've learned to learn more, right? I've now evaluated myself. I've got this abandonment issue. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I've got that. So now I've realized, okay, I've heard the term love language before, but I've never really analyzed my love language. So all this making myself more aware of myself. It's just it's a little painful.
Well, no, but listen, look, we're going to give you words of that. I'm now looking at my book. Words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts is one of the love languages. Right. Acts of service, physical touch, things like that.
So acts of service.
Love is a choice, Tom.
Okay, let's go. Can you do me a favor? Can you do that one more time, that list?
All right. Words of affirmation.
Okay, so words of affirmation. Hold on. Yes. Let's analyze each one. Words of affirmation. So I'm now saying to somebody, wow, I'm so proud of you, how well you've done on that test. Is that a word of affirmation?
That is, but yes. And since they're not taking a test unless you're giving tests to get into your house, because at our age, I don't know how many people.
Oh, wow, honey, I'm so proud of you. You look beautiful tonight.
That's great. Well, yeah. Or you could just say, you look beautiful. You look great. When I'm with you, I feel content. I feel whatever. Yeah.
Right. So words
say
of
what you
affirmation.
feel.
Right. So you and I
That's an easy one.
apologize. It is. It's easy one to you, maybe. Like so, I'm trying to figure.
Affirmations are easy. Good job. I like the effort.
Okay.
Listen, good job.
Right. Okay.
I like the effort. Make a sharp pass. Make a sharp pass.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Don't forget your backhand. Don't forget the backhand. Stuff like that.
Okay. All right. Next one on the list, please. Next one on the list, please.
Quality time, Thomas. Quality time.
Quality time. So that the example of she's coming over, you're not sitting there watching the football game. You're spending quality time.
Well, when she comes over, if she comes over and you don't tell her that your friend is there and you guys are going to hang out on the deck and look at the Jet game or the Giant game or whatever, well, then, that's not a good move there, huh, buddy?
Okay, that one's pretty easy. See, that one's a pretty easy one. Okay, next one.
Okay, and then the next one is what started this whole thing because it's one of the top 5. It's receiving gifts.
Receiving gifts.
Yes.
So that's not a big deal to me. Like I don't really care if I receive gifts or not. Right?
Well, okay. So yeah. So listen. So the gift of touch is nice, Tom. Huh?
Oh, so it's not necessarily like a gift, like buying your flowers or candies. Or
no, it's not a monetary thing. It's receiving a gift. The gift could be quality time. The gift could be you're making a meal. I mean, if you're making a meal, that's that's better than going out to eat.
Okay.
What better than to make a meal?
Right. So I'm being too literal when it says gifts.
You think? Yeah. You think? Yeah. Why don't you give her the rim off your Denali that you hit when you almost hit the flower truck? You know what I'm saying? Think about it. If you hadn't stopped and you rammed into the flower truck, well, then you could have loaded your condo up with a bunch of flowers.
All right. So what's the next one on the list?
Oh God, I can't breathe. Acts of service, Tom.
Acts of service.
Yes.
Well, my mind immediately goes to the wrong place, right?
Right.
Okay. So an act of service.
Yes.
So it isn't.
But that could be discussed with you and your significant other.
So it could be a sexual act.
Well, it could be.
Right, an act of service. But it could also be holding the door or putting on the coat. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Or if you go out with a divorced hockey mom, it could be running a clinic for the kids.
Oh, okay.
Whatever act of service. It's just So, and then there are acts of service that this is a two-way street that we're talking about.
Right.
Okay.
So that means this is where my mind goes.
Of course it does. And that's fine because you're a healthy man.
Right.
Okay. And you're an active person, and that's it. Okay.
What's next?
Well, here you go. You jumped the gun.
What?
Physical touch, Tom.
Physical touch.
Yes.
Which doesn't necessarily mean sex. I mean, it could be
not at all.
Hands.
It means holding hands. It could be look. You open the door for somebody, and you open the door and you put your hand on the shoulder and go ahead.
I was once told that kissing a woman's forehead is kind of a show of respect, that you admire her or something. I think that's what it was. Like it was a special meaning when you kissed a woman's forehead.
Oh, well, yeah. Yes. Yeah. Hold a hand, whatever it might be. Yeah. You just, you could pick and choose when it happens, but that's all stuff that this isn't like you unwrap the wrapper and this suddenly becomes what you're doing with somebody, especially if it's a new person.
Right.
I mean, it takes time to develop this, but people are more into communicating, just like you and I are able to say, well, when I saw this little girl, I felt I related to the trauma of her trying to find her father, things like that. And you're verbalizing it. Now people are verbalizing their love language. So
I guess it's possible that I've got a love language, but maybe it's different with different people too, right? Two people interact differently. Like it could be with one woman.
Right. Yes. Yeah. But you could, in other words, yes. But as if we rewind the tape, when we started this all, yes, you have a love. You just aren't aware of what your love language is. You've never verbalized it, but there are things that you like in a This is about trying to make a relationship work.
Right. Yeah. And what I've learned, like in the past, my mistakes were, this is, I would say to women actually,
yes.
And I've turned out that I would say, listen, I have a code that I live by and that's it. So that I guess that was them trying me to say in a cold way that this is it.
I would
by
say,
my rules.
I would say there is a certain portion of the population that wouldn't really dig that.
Right, totally. And I realize that now. I realize, and I'm
Yeah.
full realize that I was wrong. But I do remember saying this to several people that I had relationships with. I live by a code, and that's it. Like I thought it was John Wayne, right?
Yeah.
John.
Yeah.
In the Shootist, in the movie The Shootist, John Wayne
Yes.
talks about his code that he lives by at the start of the movie. Yeah.
Right. And it was a movie, but he was a cowboy. Think about it. He was a cowboy back in the 1800s in a lot of those movies, right? So where you could walk down the street with a gun on you, and you could shoot people.
Yeah.
That you thought
well, he actually died. He actually died in a shootout there, but he had cancer. He was diagnosed with cancer in the movie. He actually had cancer in real life at that time as well. Interesting.
Wow.
It was very few movies did he die in. He died in The Shootist, died in The Cowboys. I can't remember what else he died in, but very few movies he died in.
Well, I mean, he was a rough guy, right? Rough and tumble guy, and he was a movie actor, and they had good those are Dirty Harry, what was it, Bronson, and you had Eastwood, and you had John Wayne, and all those guys growing up.
Now, Danny, I used to be that way. I'm not that way anymore. I realize that is not the right way to be, right? But there's no question those words would actually be spoken.
Yeah. Because Tom stopped that because everybody seemed to have Easy Pass, and they would go right on the highway and blow past the toll booth.
It is interesting, right? Because go back to the whole abandonment thing. So I guess I was kind of sabotaging things because I figured they're going to leave anyways, right?
I don't know, but I mean, you have developed your set of regulations. Let's say, I mean, you are a pretty black and white guy, I think. And so here's what you like to do, and here's what you don't like to do, and this is how you want to be treated. I think the difference now is, especially with this love language entering your picture, now you you can give somebody the definition of what you believe respect is. I mean, and that's it. And,
much more open to having a discussion instead of just saying, okay, no, this is the way it is, right?
Because once again, there are people, there are nationalities, there are people that, being on time is not as important to you as it is to them.
Yeah.
I'm coming, you know what I'm saying? And there's I'll be there at 8. And then that means like, I'm going to not get there at 6. You know what I'm saying? Like to a lot of people.
I know. I am. That's one thing still. Like if somebody says, okay, I'll give you a call at 8:00. If they don't call me at 8:00 and they start calling me at 8:10, typically I'm not picking up.
Yeah. So you got to let them know.
I know. I just, especially in a business setting, because I think, if you set that precedent that, okay, listen, if you're going to call me at a certain time, call me at that time. I'm just going to make myself available. I've got other things to do. So
Right. So and a lot of that has to do with, like, mentally, you are preparing yourself to get a call at 8 p.m., let's say, or 8 a.m. You're mentally preparing yourself because you want to be in the moment. But I have to say that unless, like, I'll let people know I need, we're going to call at 8. I need you to call at 8 because I have something at 8:30.
Right.
Whatever. People don't. There's a large predominant amount of people that do not call promptly at whatever time it is.
Right. Yeah, and that just drives me nuts. But okay, here's a couple of questions here. Do you think having been an athlete made you so ready? No, to be honest with you, it's a great question, Susan. I don't think that the athlete part did. I think more growing up on the farm with my father and grandfather. Looking back, that's where I've gotten more regimented over the last 5-6 years that I've been doing all the True Grit Life stuff, because I've learned how important I think discipline is in your life. So getting up at a certain time, having your process during the day. And then it flows over into your diet, everything, your workouts, the whole bit. So I just really believe that I've learned more over the last 5 or 6 years that how important discipline and having a regiment is.
Having a routine. I mean, it's basically having a routine, whatever it is, something that's the same every day. I don't know. It's a
process. Your process. Just your process.
Yep.
But things happen, Tom, again. Yeah. And that's, again, great point. That does. Yeah. So if people come to me, okay, here's one of my pet peeves. So if somebody says to me that they are late for a meeting because of traffic, I go, okay, you got Waze, you got Google Maps. There's really no excuse for that. If you have some kind of an emergency, if you had to take your daughter or son to school or whatever, then okay, that is point. And I need to, and I have gotten better at that, but it's still something I should improve on. But you're right, Tracy, no question. Where my chicken? Hold on. Hold on, right here. Where my chicken? I have love language, but my wife needs a translator. See, that's a good point. Like being able to discuss it, being able to have a discussion about it.
The discussion is important.
Okay,
nobody's a mind reader. Nobody's a mind reader.
Right. Routine is an anchor. That's a good thing, I'm assuming, right, Brendan? So it's like it anchors you. Yeah. You have your routine. Yeah.
Okay. You don't drift. You don't drift with a routine.
Oh,
like
nice.
Boat without an anchor drifts to sea.
Oh,
right?
Nice. Very nice, Brendan and Rich. Nice.
Yeah.
But the statement was excellent and good explanation by Mr. Gabberty there.
There you
Do you think the kids today lack? See, I don't like making that statement like the kids today, meaning that all kids. See, maybe some kids do. But I don't know if that's any different than in the past. I don't know.
Look, the older generation always complained about the younger generation. Think about the 70s. Think about what was going on in the 70s, like the 80s. It happened to kids these days. Music these days.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. And I also think the parents and society and teachers play a big role in all of this. I think it's important. Even the mere fact that 0 to 7, there's no filter on these kids. I mean, that Tom is really important to let parents know that. It's very important.
So yes, so the routine for me is a huge part of my life now. It was not always that big a part of my life, and I think I'm getting more out of my life now by having my routine. And again, I want to be careful. Rich will say the same thing. I take it to the extreme. So like the getting up at 3:30,
right,
or the 3:53 video, the 3:54 video. Being out the door at 4:10. For me, that works. Like that really, if I don't do that, and some days if I say I'm going to take a break today, my whole day is like, I don't feel productive, and that's, it doesn't have to be that way, but that's to me. And you listen, a lot of guys like the, Jocko Willink and David Coggins and all those guys, and they really preach that as well, how important that, especially in the morning when you're getting up out of bed, right? Like turning the light on right away.
Oh yeah.
So all that stuff. So.
Yeah, so that's important. But I mean, but a lot of the stuff you do has significance in other areas too. I think one of them is for Thompson. When you post in the morning at 3:53, isn't that somebody's address when they live?
Yeah. So Jim Thompson, that was Jim Thompson, right? The former player. Yeah, that was the address on his trailer. So when he first, it's interesting too, because when he first asked me to do that for him, I was doing it for him, but it's actually made me better too. It's added another layer of discipline in my life. So yeah. Very important. Like you just see me, if I don't get, so I've timed it all now. I have to get up, like I'm reading the iPad, so I have to get up at 3:50, get my shoes on. I know I've got, and if I ever get late, like if it's not at the right time, I'm running out the door. It's like, it's actually pretty cool. I like it like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. But little did you know, and little even that I know that when you wake up, that's the optimal time in the universe for energy. You know what I'm saying? So it's right around 3:30 a.m.
Yeah, it's true too. Like for me now, like if I don't ever miss it. I'm always up at 3:30. But yeah, like and again, I've learned, instead of sitting on the couch reading, I stand up at my kitchen counter. So I'm not getting comfortable there. So little things like that. Yeah, that's the important thing, right? Is always adding new things to your life. Always getting better all the time. Too.
Yeah. And the fact that we talk about 130, 140 different things, from vitamins to supplements to what time you get up, to making sure that you turn on the lights in your place when you first wake up, so it acclimates your optic nerve and all of that stuff, and get your mind going, your circadian rhythm. That doesn't mean you have to do all of these 130 things. And I think that the best way that it was described to us, Tom, is that it's a toolbox. Like the more things that we learn about, they're just another tool in the toolbox. And some days you use 3 things, and some days it might be a rough day. Maybe you use 25 or 30 things that you know.
Yeah, just always get better. Always get better all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm adding a love language. Well, I'm not adding a love language. I've already got a love language.
You are defining your love language. There you go.
Thank you. That's nice.
Defining your love language. Yes.
Is the danger that I'm going to get now I'm talking about going back and making myself vulnerable, like all this kind of stuff.
No, you're going to, because look, you're just, what's the word? You're broadening your personality and you're identifying it, because the stuff that you're dealing with is there. It's there, and it affects you without even without you even knowing it.
Yeah, it's true. For me to talk about my feelings and make myself vulnerable, but before even the thought of that, it's like, no way am I doing that. Yeah.
Well, it's motivating. It's got to be motivating to a lot of people, because the fact of the matter is that you're a stand-up guy, right? You're not a daisy. You work out. You're in shape. right? You had a great career in hockey. Hockey is not you're not playing badminton or something like that. No. You know what I'm saying? It's a rough and tumble sport. You know
true. And I've learned it from guys like yourself. Another guy too is Corey Hirsch, who I've talked about so many times.
Yeah, Corey, the goalie.
So again, he was a hockey player. He's so open himself up to all the struggles he's had with his mental health, trying to commit suicide. And like he's the guy now that he first did it to me. So not everybody, but men and women in his life that he's friends with, he'll say I love you before he says goodbye. Yeah. And he said it to me one day, and he kind of laughed at me because I could tell. I was like, okay, that's the law. He said that now. And he's right. He said to me, listen, he says, I know I'm totally comfortable who I am as a man. If there's somebody I love, I'm going to tell them I love them before they say goodbye. That's awesome. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's where it's at. I mean, this all comes down to, and I've heard it from a bunch of guys that, and women, but, we do, I'll speak for myself. The things I do, like the posting of the positivity, and most of the stuff I do on social media, I initially did to help myself deal with what I was going through when this whole pandemic started. And I found myself like I almost got bankrupt. I almost went bankrupt. Sure. And so that was, really playing with my head. And a buddy of mine said, why don't you get on TikTok and post stuff? Okay. So I started, and about the ninth post in, the next day, a guy said that I was going to, thank you so much. I get a comment, a private message. Sure. Thank you so much. I woke up yesterday and I was going to kill myself, but something told me to turn TikTok on, and your video came on telling me to go out and enjoy nature. So I took my kids into the forest. Here are pictures of us enjoying ourselves. Thank you so much. They still have a dad. And I was like, what? I was like, that was so bizarre, right? And yet that, that's what being positive or talking about routines does. We're advocating something that's healthy for people.
Yeah, totally.
Right? You, me, whatever. When you go do those ranger things, when you show up for those little kids and the parents and everything, that you're making people's day.
Well, that's the thing. You realize you could make a difference in other people's lives, right? So now it's more, like I was the same as you. When I first started, I didn't know I was going to make a difference in anybody's life. Now that I know I can do it, you're more aware of doing it, right? You put more thought into it.
What I'm grateful for is like after this afternoon, I'm going to get on a call with two guys that I coached in hockey, two hockey players. Okay. One guy has a goal of opening up a bunch of safe homes for kids, okay, across the country. And the other guy has a venture capital firm, okay, two kids that I coached, and we're going to try to put it all together and see if we can do something about it. But that's spectacular.
That's cool. Very cool. Yeah. Here's a good one, Billy. Good job here. Just before Christmas, told a guy I knew as a kid I loved him for whatever reason. Passed on Christmas morning. Well, good job. There's an example, right? Lost, but there's an example. You never know what's going to happen, right? Like why have regrets later on that you didn't tell somebody you love them? Or for me, the big one is now, if somebody's in my life and they're really important, if they're in my life, I tell them, I said, listen, I'm really happy that you're in my life. I've really made more of a habit of telling people that how important they are in my life. So very cool. That's cool. All right. So that went fast. We covered a lot of stuff today. I'm going to Latvia. I'm going to Latvia to learn my life lesson, my love. What am I doing? Like love language?
No. You're gonna develop your love language, okay? Then you can go to Latvia, right?
So should I have that? Should I have that love language nailed down before I go to Latvia?
You're gonna be well on your way, in a couple of days. By the next podcast, you will be on your way.
Okay, so by the end of the day, could I have my love language nailed down, or is this something?
100%. If you just open a freaking email that is sent to you and take a look at it without, I won't even talk to you. I won't even say I sent it. How's that? I'll send it from an anonymous email thing. The school.
I guess I could actually do I guess I could actually do my own research, right?
Do you want to waste like 35, 40 minutes? Or do you just want me to send this to you?
No, I'll do both. You know what? I'm going to do both. I'm going to be thorough on this. I'm going to read your stuff, and I'm going to go down to Google. I'm going to say, Google, what is my love language?
There you go.
Yeah. So, like, did I tell you the start of the pandemic?
So you're going to wait, pardon me, hold on a second. So you want an artificial intelligence to tell you what your love language is? You don't.
Well, yeah, that's right. I put that the wrong way. I find out what is a love language, not like what is my love language. Did I tell you the start of the pandemic? I was talking to Google. I said to Google, "Do you love me?" She went on and on. She said, "Oh, you're so wonderful." I asked her recently. She goes, "I don't have feelings." She goes, She abandoned me
because you never asked her how she felt.
Oh, good point by you.
Okay, how do you feel, Google? Wow. And that's the same thing. You could now consider perhaps that you bring that into your relationships.
Yeah, that's
how
true.
Do you feel?
Oh, good point. That's excellent. Hold on, Susan. Thank you very much. This is a very nice statement here, Susan. You have no idea. You make so many Ranger fans. Oh, that's very sweet. Yeah, thank you, Susan. You know what I've really, like we said, I've learned when I go to these events, like make a difference with people, like really make it so when they walk away from the event, wow, that was a great event, right? Yeah.
And you're engaging. I mean, listen, you're engaging, and I still think about it. 7 days in a week, and you spent 5 of them doing that stuff.
That's fun. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, that's good. I never looked that way. It's true. Yeah,
we've pumped you. We've pumped your freaking tires enough now.
I know.
Wait, real quick. I know we've been doing it 75 minutes, and we got to get overtime from the podcast union. But let's start with the truck.
Yeah, so the engine, it was a 2 to 3 week delivery for the refurbished engine. That is, we're probably 2.5 weeks into it. Yeah, but I made the payment on it 2 weeks ago this past Monday. So we're into the. So I'll call the guy today to see if it showed up. So
you paid for the engine, or you paid for everything?
I just paid for the engine.
Okay, all right.
$5,000 because he can't take it out of his pocket. Yeah,
right. So I understand that. Yeah. So
here's a test. Oh, okay, excellent. I'm gonna love test. www the love test.
Love test. There you go. Barry Shelley, he's doing everything. Field of Dreams, and now he's got a Bordello up there too.
And Barry has taken Mark Putnam's team, the New Jersey Devil, New Jersey
Warriors.
The Warriors, yes. So Barry set up this huge weekend for them up there too. Awesome. Barry's an incredible human being. It isn't just going up to playing the game; they're going to tours and all this kind of stuff too. So hats off.
That's a great part of New York State too.
Cooperstown, yes, beautiful up there. Yeah,
very cool.
All right. So again, 988, the mental health hotline. Again, it started off being a suicide hotline. It's now a mental health hotline. You can use that if you need any help from the two of us. You're more than welcome to get to us. But let's make sure we continue to take care of each other. Reach out to other people if you see someone you need anything. So okay.
Yep. Tom, thank you. I love you. And how do you like that? Are you okay? Whoa, what's wrong with him? Coaches.
You know what, Rich? I love you too. You know what? I love everybody out there.
God, here we go. Yeah. Oh, you see though? Okay, there you go. You love everybody. So in other words, you just put me.
I see.
Make it a special moment for the person. Okay, so
I see what I did there.
Whatever that.
I trumped you. I trumped you. Is what I did.
Yeah,
did I trump
okay.
you?
That's okay.
You know what? I did not intend to do that. The whole love thing is I'm learning my love language, right? So it's just flowing out of me right now.
Yeah, exactly. You have no filter. All right, brother.
That's right. What's this show? All right, good to see you.
I'll see you
later. See everybody next week.
Bye-bye, gang.